Manchester United are one of the many sides chasing Erling Haaland's signature, but the Norwegian sensation might end up rejecting a move to Old Trafford due to a very peculiar reason. Chelsea stars were involved in a training ground bust-up following the team's humiliation at the hands of West Browm. Angel Di Maria is eager to see an old friend play with him at club level. What did Cristiano Ronaldo do to make Robin Guders go red with embarrassment? All this and more today, as we look to try and cover all the most important news items in today's episode. Before we start getting down to business, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the little bell icon so that you never miss out on all the amazing content we have on offer. Go through our playlist and all the videos we've shared in the past. There's definitely something for everyone here. Thiago frustrated at Liverpool. Alright, so looking at the title, you must be thinking that the red midfielder is questioning his decision to leave Bayern Munich, where he could have at least won another title. However, this is certainly not the case. But now that we have your attention, let's talk about Thiago's misery at Anfield. The Spanish international has had a mixed bag of a campaign for Jurgen Klopp's side and has witnessed the team experience some truly disappointing results. And although they did manage to beat Arsenal 3-0 at the weekend, the English Giants are still struggling and could even risk missing out on Champions League football next season. Thiago Alcantara has never been in such a situation before, which is why it's understandable for the 29-year-old to be frustrated. Throw in the fact that he only managed 20 appearances in all competitions so far, and you've got a player who's not enjoying his maiden season in England. But Thiago feels that his side's performances have deserved better results, telling TV2, "There are many games we have not deserved to lose, so it's been frustrating not to get the 3 points even though we've been the better opponent. But that's how football is, and we look towards the next match, where we'll try to perform as well as possible." If you ask us, Liverpool are lacking the lethal punch that they carried so casually last season, and this has been their downfall this time around. No place for racism. I hope you agree with us when we say that people who are still finding it so hard to respect someone of a different colour are nothing but vermin. We're not even sorry, we're very strongly against racism. Not just in football. Racism has no place in the world, and those who are hate mongers should be dealt with harshly. During Valencia's La Liga clash with Cadiz, the entire Valencia team walked off the pitch after defender Mukhtar Diakabi claimed he was racially abused by Cadiz man Juan Cala. The defender was visibly upset after an altercation with the Spaniard, and the game was eventually halted. It was a sad affair, but it was heartening to see the entire Valencia team gather around Diakabi in a show of solidarity. The 24-year-old was so distraught at the blatant disrespect that he didn't want to step on the field, and he was substituted. Shockingly enough, Cadiz didn't take off the offending player, which once again sends out a signal that people involved in the game are not willing to do anything about racist elements. The only reason Valencia continued to play was because Diakabi insisted that his teammates return to the field, knowing that abandoning the game would see his side docked points. Cadiz went on to win the game, but FIFPro claims that Valencia shouldn't have been pressured into continuing on the night. Tonight's events show that all the protocols built to protect players in situations of discriminatory abuse are actually prioritising protection of the match, which is not only a failure of the system but can also further harm the individuals who are already impacted. Now, we don't make the rules, but it's clear that an example needs to be made out of the player, because if La Liga decides to go easy on him, it would effectively empower all those people whose life's work is to preach hate and create divides between people of different ethnic groups. Let us know your thoughts on this incident. Ronaldo hurts Guders' feelings. Imagine a scenario where you're finally face to face with someone you've idolised your entire life, only to be shot down by that very person. It's never a great feeling and kind of changes you as a person. Robin Guders has become one of the finest fullbacks in Italian Serie A during his time at Atalanta, and his performances have helped the Bergamo club fly high in the country and even threaten the established sides in Europe. But before he became one of the best in the Serie A, the German was a huge fan of Cristiano Ronaldo, who happens to play for Atalanta's rivals Juventus. While speaking to the media, he said that it was a lifelong dream of his to become a proud owner of Ronaldo's shirt, only to be harshly turned away by the legendary Portugal international. After the game against Juventus, I tried to fulfill my dream of having a Ronaldo jersey, Guders recalled in his biography titled Dreams Are Worthwhile. After the final whistle, I went to him, having not even gone public to celebrate, but Ronaldo didn't accept. I asked, "Cristiano, can I have your shirt?" He didn't even look at me, he just said no. I was completely blushed and ashamed, he said. I went away and felt small. You know that moment when something embarrassing happens and you look around to see if anyone noticed it? That's what I felt, and I tried to hide it. Well, this story doesn't really put Ronaldo in a good light. Perhaps the veteran forward was in a bad mood after the game, or maybe something had happened in the game. The latter seems unlikely because Guders is a competitive but very safe player to play against. Or perhaps his shirt was already spoken for. The silver lining for the German, though, is that at present, his team is above Juventus in the league standings. Nonetheless, we don't expect the fullback to ask Ronaldo for his jersey next time these two men face off. Now we just wait for Ronaldo's response, which may or may not be forthcoming. A club-level reunion. Here's the million-dollar question. Where will Lionel Messi go after this season? The Barcelona ace's contract at Camp Nou comes to an end, and no one knows what's going on inside that 6-time Ballon d'Or winning head of his. Manchester City and Paris Saint-Germain seem the most likely destinations due to the stacked nature of their respective owners' pockets. Of course, Barcelona would want him to extend, but at the same time, the Spanish giants can't play around with the very little cash that they've got. And Angel Di Maria, who has played alongside Messi for Argentina, is eager to see his good friend play with him every week. While speaking to beIN Sports, the PSG star had this to say: "From my whole career, from everything I've seen, I think Leo is from another planet. To have him as a teammate would be wonderful. But he is a Barcelona player. He has a contract. After that, we'll see. I talk a lot with him and I always tell him that the important thing is his happiness and that of his family. It's hard to say anything else. If you ask us, Messi moving to PSG seems plausible. The Parisians are hell-bent on winning the Champions League not once, but many times. They could be set to lose the services of Kylian Mbappe if he decides not to extend his deal. If the Frenchman leaves, Nasser Al-Khelaifi will have enough finances to make a move for Messi, and if that happens, you could be sure that Neymar would commit to the club as well. Messi arriving at Paris is a mouth-watering prospect, but how close are we to the sage coming to an end? Not close enough. Why will Haaland say no to a former coach? It's public knowledge that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer played a big role in the development of Erling Braut Haaland when he had him at Molde. The two men have a great relationship, which naturally results in people linking the youngster with a move to Manchester United. However, good relationships don't count for much in football, especially when it comes to a player who's attracting interest from all quarters. The Haaland European tour has already begun, with the player's father Alf and agent Mino Raiola offering the youngster to Real Madrid and Barcelona and getting ready to meet with 5 clubs in England. Manchester United are one of those clubs, and even though they would want to sign him, they're aware that this will be a very complicated transaction. The club's hierarchy understands that Solskjaer badly needs a striker. Marcus Rashford has done well, but he's not consistent enough, while Edinson Cavani is likely to leave at the end of the season. Anthony Martial? Well, the less we say about him the better, because the France international has been a major disappointment this season. At present, there are only a handful of elite strikers in Europe, and Haaland is one of them. Sadly though, Manchester United's past dealings with Borussia Dortmund haven't always worked out. Go back a few years when Sir Alex Ferguson brought in Japan international Shinji Kagawa to Old Trafford. The classy midfielder was a star in Germany and he was expected to shine in England. Unfortunately, things didn't completely work out for Kagawa, who eventually returned to Dortmund and is currently playing in Greece for PAOK. And while Kagawa did manage to give the club's fans quite a few good moments, the same can't be said of Henrik Mkhitaryan. The Armenian signed in the summer of 2016 after 3 great years in Germany, where he became one of the leading assist providers in German football. However, the mercurial midfielder never managed to realise his full potential, and United cut their losses by sending him to Arsenal in a straight swap deal involving Alexis Sanchez, another player who failed at Old Trafford. Apparently, these things must be weighing on Haaland's mind, who might not want to become a 3rd straight Borussia Dortmund player who failed to shine at Manchester United. Of course, Haaland's potential is such that he might not be deemed a failure, but we've already started to see how so many wunderkinds have struggled the moment that they make a big move. Nonetheless, it's not as if Man United have stolen a march over his signature. The Red Devils might have the financial wherewithal to make their move, but the same can be said of Manchester City and Chelsea, 2 teams who are also in need of striker. And what about Bayern Munich? The Bavarians might have momentarily ruled themselves out of making a move for the young striker, but with Robert Lewandowski not getting any younger, they will eventually need a striker. If he decides to stay in Germany, a move to the Allianz Arena would be the most logical step. But hey, nothing's set in stone, and when you have Mino Raiola as your agent, you're sure to get a great deal wherever you end up playing. So that's it for today. We hope you liked the stories, but do let us know what you think about Haaland's next move in particular. And once more, don't forget to subscribe to our channel in case you already haven't.